On this week's episode of We'll Talk Back, we discuss being faithful to your goals with individual steps on how to accomplish those goals. As always, please like and subscribe.
Welcome to We'll Talk Back. I am Marsha, and I'm here with
Rowan.
And today we are talking about goals. You know, before the new year starts, everybody talk about their New Year's goal. But in all reality, you could set goals at any time during the year.
My goal is to be rich, got money.
Yeah. But today we've come up with 6 steps. Is it 6 or 7? I think it's 6 on how to actually begin pursuing your goals and achieve them. And these steps can really be applied to all types of goals, be it health goal, financial goal. In some degree, it could pertain to relationship goals, realistically, lifestyle goals, whatever it is that you're interested in.
Well, I'm very happy that you researched this topic and you brought it up for us to discuss, because from time to time, we've always hear you guys, our viewers, and our people that we live with in our community, friends, family, or anyone say they have a particular goal. And I think that having a goal is not easy, but it's the easy part. But then actually obtaining that goal is the hard part.
Yes.
And I think somewhere within that line, some individual fall off.
Yes.
And then they start creating new goals, so they never ever achieve the first goal.
Exactly.
So I think by us elaborating and explaining these individual aspects to it, it might hopefully make a lot more people successful in obtaining their goals.
And I do want to add that we all should have goals. I mean, if you're living and you don't have a goal for anything, I'm really concerned about you. So, you know, that's very concerning. So we should all have goals. I mean, life should never be to you. Life should never bring you to a place that you believe that you've reached your destination.
So it's
always a journey.
So let's have this discussion. I'm someone who's talking to you and I say, hey, Marsha, I have a goal. What's the first step that you would advise me in regards to obtaining
the first step will be to document your goal. Some people do that in the form of a vision board, where they create a board with a visual of what there is. Some people write it down in a book. Some people write it down and put it someplace where they could see it, where they're reminded of it.
And documenting this goal, does this mean I go around and I let everybody know what it is?
That could be a part of it too. That could be a part of it, if that's what works for you. That is documentation. You're putting it out there. You're not just keeping it programmed in your head and no one knows about it.
Okay, so for this particular discussion, my goal is I would like to visit London.
Okay.
So I've now documented I would like to go to London. What is my next step?
Your next step is to do your research. Okay, to go to London, how is that going to happen? How much does it cost? How do you get there?
Can I walk?
Do you have a passport? Okay, so you want to go to London, but you don't have a passport. How do you get a passport? So you want to do your research on how does getting to London begin?
Okay.
What is the step in doing that? Okay.
And then subsequently to that, I've now done my research. I know that I need a passport. I know I have to pay for a plane ticket because it's not accessible by bus, train.
Right.
Or I could take a ship, but time-wise constrict.
Right.
What is my next step?
Your next step is to determine your action plan. Okay. And in determining your action plan, you want to consider the barriers to that. So you have an action plan of working. Okay, do you have the time off? Do you have accrued time? When can you go? The cost of it. Do you have the money for it? Childcare. Where will you be staying in London? I mean, all those things. So you want to determine an action plan. When are you going to buy the ticket? First of all, if you don't have a passport, when are you going to get the passport? Where are you going to stay? When are you going? Determine a time frame. Is this a 3-year plan or is it a 6-month plan?
Okay.
And so you want to look at the barriers. What will come in the way of you actually taking those action steps?
And then if the barrier persists, do I stop and not obtain the goal, or what is my plan of correction?
Your plan of correction is maybe you have to go back and reevaluate that goal. Not that it's not achievable, but maybe it's not going to be achievable within the time frame. Whatever the barrier is, look at how it applies to your actions.
So I've successfully completed all those barriers. What do I do next?
The next thing that you want to do is determine your support system and people that's going to hold you accountable. And this could be for London. I mean, if you're going around telling everybody you're going to London and it's like 3 years later and they're like, you never went, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You should have someone holding you accountable. you know, who's going to support you in that process. Maybe that support system is someone who is well-traveled. Someone who's well-traveled, who could give you some tips. You know, it don't have to be someone who you know. It could just be going visiting a travel agent. Or going online and reading a travel forum site or a blog or reviewing different travel information magazines. So the support system is not necessarily in the form of a family member or a friend. It's just resources.
So to make sure that I understand what you're saying and then we're up to par, you're saying that so the steps to me obtaining my goal and obtaining them successfully is first I need to make sure I document it.
Yes.
So that's my planning.
Yes.
Then second, I need to do my research.
Yes.
Subsequently to do my research, I need to figure out what barriers are going to come up if there's going to be any barriers.
Action plan.
Action plan. Then once I've passed all of those action plan, now I'm on step 4, and I need some form of accountability.
Accountability and a support system.
And a support system, okay. So after step 4, where do I go from there? Then
you go from there and you get out and take action.
Okay.
Okay. And in doing that, and I have to look down here at the screen, is you, from time to time, you want to evaluate where you are in achieving this goal. So if you started off in February and your plan is to go in December, and in April, you still haven't gotten your passport yet. You still haven't done your research.
But I bought the ticket.
You bought the ticket. You don't know where you're going. You didn't get your time off from work. You know, you want to evaluate where you are so you could know where the next step is. And sometimes after that evaluation, you realize you have to go back a few steps and maybe do some more research before you could move forward. And that's okay. So you always want to be evaluating as you go through the different steps.
Okay. And then after evaluation, it's time come, the day has come. Is that it? Is it done?
No, you go to London, you've achieved your goal, you had a great time. Maybe some things about the trip weren't that great. Guess what? You take that as a success and you share it with someone else.
So what you're saying is following the individual steps, now I was able to be successful in my goal.
Yes.
Even though I went to the passport office a week prior to the trip and told them that I need an express passport rush because I did not apply for it in time to get it through the normal 7 to 10 days mail system, and I had to pay more to it. So you're saying that once I'm back now to come back, share that experience to hopefully help someone else obtain their goal of hopefully the same travel that I just took.
Of course, because maybe someone didn't know that there was this last minute option.
That's
okay. And for everything that you experience, I believe we all will be selfish if we just keep it to ourselves, share it with someone else, even if it's just giving a review or giving feedback on the airline that you took or where you stayed or the places you visited. I think that's a part of your success is sharing.
And I think I guess my big question that I want to ask you is these individual steps that you share, do they need to be done in subsequent order or can they be mixed match? Can I, come up with a goal? Can I just skip to the obstacles and all those tribulations and then execute, or do I need to follow these individual steps in the particular order that they were given?
I think the success part could stay at the end. I think documenting the goals, that could be after it's achieved as well. I mean, depending on where you are with information, if you already had a lot of information, the documenting could be you just explaining from beginning to end and sharing it with somebody once it's achieved. So there's they're very interchangeable, the order. And it's not no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 step. They could mix up.
Well, what it sounds like, and I am hearing from this individual discussion, is that first and foremost, we all need to have a goal. We should have a goal, and we ought to have a goal. And once we've had that goal, we need to evaluate that goal and also evaluate ourselves to see how are we going to be able to bring ourselves over that threshold to successfully accompany and achieve that goal. And as we've discussed here today, there's multiple steps to it. Again, if you would like any of those steps, feel free to give us an email or a call, and we will send those steps to you individually if you didn't get them through our conversation. And if you have a goal that you might need some assistance in reaching, please also feel free to reach out to us. We might be able to give you some advice and positive feedback. Maybe we've accomplished that goal in our earlier life.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Now, some goals like get a man, or woman and all that stuff, they could be applied to this too. Do your research.
Again,
do your research.
Not that that is the topic, But I think finding a significant other is like the easiest goal ever. Let me tell you something. There's sex shops everywhere. Buy you a plastic one, $35.95, or cheap rubber one, 120 for, and you're good to go. So that should not be a problem.
And once you achieve your success, you could always share. Yeah, hey.
And that's it for today's episode. As always, continue being the best you that you can. And if that's the word, you can always try being me.
Guard your heart because everything you do flows from it. Until next time.